Wanted to do a quick resistance test and continuity test on both these MLPSs. I've already done this, but the video I just made corrupted, so just doing it again. Have my two terminals set up to these two pins, pin 46 and pin 30. And we'll go to our ohms and we'll measure resistance. Currently at 736. So that's between the 660 and 807. The specs say it should be for neutral. So with that being neutral, it looks good. Now, this is the aftermarket replacement that I purchased just in case this one was bad, but I haven't seen any issues with this one. I just marked it for each position of the lever. So this over here would be park, reverse, neutral is already labeled from the factory on these things, and that would be drive first, or drive second, and then first. So that's basically what I'm going to measure. I'm going to use it as a reference, and then just turn this to approximately that position, and you'll see how on the readings that everything looks good. But currently it's in neutral, so I'm going to use this little mirror. You can use like a quarter or something to turn it a little bit easier, but I'm going to move it to the park position, which should be one there and then just about right there. So that's 4.2 ohms of resistance, which it's in the thousands, so 4,200 ohms of resistance is within spec for the position of park. So far that looks good on this factory Ford one. Now we'll move it to approximately where it would be for reverse. Just a slight little turn. So it's right there. And we're at 1456. And our specs say between 1303 and 1594. So position reverse is within spec. We already know neutral is good. So 737 still good. We'll turn it a little now to approximately the drive position. And we're at 403, which is within specs of 361 and 442 ohms. So that's good. Now we'll go to approximately second gear on the manual position lever, and we're at 212, so that's within specs of 190 and 232. And lastly, we'll go to first gear, which we should drop to about 89 or so ohms. I think that looks about right. Alright, so yeah, 88 ohms between the 80 and 95. So that's all within spec for that one. And then I'll just turn it all the way back to neutral. Have it ready to go back in the car because I prefer this one. Connection seems more solid and sealed because of the differences in this. And I still have my factory original terminals. So if I put this one in, it doesn't click in on the sides like this does right here. And then it doesn't have these little marks. So it goes in, it fits, it works, but I'm not a fan of it personally. Also feels a little significantly lighter. Actually feels like something, this feels like nothing. So we'll just do the same real quick on this one and we'll test it. Like I said, I've got the marks here. So hook up one pin there, and then I'll test continuity too, just so we know that I have continuity from both pins across. So this one, and then this one, and this one. So, alright, it's in neutral, and we're getting 736 ohms. So, is it in neutral? Yeah, it's in neutral. So yeah, 736 ohms, so that's within specs between 660 and 807. And if I turn it here to reverse, we're at 1454. So that's within specs between 1303 and 1594. So that's good. Now turn it to park. Our park is 420. So that's between the 3769 and 4608 ohms. And that's all good. We'll go over here to drive. Just a little past drive. Alright, there. We're in drive. And we're at 404. So that's within specs between 361 and 442 ohms. And then we'll turn it a little more. And we should be in second gear. It's at 212 ohms, which is within specs between 190 and 232. And lastly, we'll double check with first gear. So now I'm on the last of the marks. Manual first, 89.1 ohms of resistance, and that's what we should be around, between 80 and 95 ohms. So this unit is good, so I'll hold it as a backup in case something ever happens. But I prefer to put my original one back in because it seems just like a better fit. Hope this video helps someone out. But that's how you test the MLPS. And you could do this in the vehicle. I actually started to do it in the vehicle, and that's when I realized I didn't have continuity across 2 pins. So I'll test that out real quick. So these 2 back pins, got that one there and that one there. You should have continuity across these 2, which we do. And then same, you should have continuity across those 2. So both that pin and that pin and that pin and that pin. So originally when I was testing this in the vehicle, I checked for continuity here and I had it. But when I checked the other one over here, I didn't have it. Now, I'm not getting continuity on either of these terminals, but that is because it's not in the neutral range it needs to be in. So if I just simply do nothing else but turn this to neutral, we have our continuity back. So when I had this in the vehicle and I unplugged it and I wanted to test continuity and I didn't have it, I thought it was bad, but I didn't consider that I had the vehicle in park. So with it in neutral, you should have continuity across both these 2 pins at the end. And if you don't, then your sensor is either bad or not adjusted properly. But yep, hope this is a helpful video for someone, and good luck.